Welcome, everybody, to Ignite Humanity Live. We're here for another day of beautiful discussion about how we can ignite humanity and the things that we can do to make a difference on the planet. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I'm happy to be here today because I get to talk with you and a wonderful guest about how we can ignite humanity. That's right. Each and every one of us has the ability to inspire and uplift another person and get them charged in their life in positive ways that is going to help them be a ripple effect to igniting the lives of others. And we do that through sharing powerful Ignite moments. Each of our guests talks about an Ignite moment in their life that helped them overcome some challenges or just break through an unlimiting belief or just being willing to do something different. And through that Ignite moment, the fun thing is they become a greater version of themselves. And that Ignite moment is the precipice and the beginnings of something magical as they step forward into their lives, closer to doing what they absolutely love. And when we do what we love, we make room for people to do the same. And that, folks, will ignite humanity. Well, stay tuned because we're going to have some fun with our guests. Let's meet her right out of the gate. Solana Whitehead is the co-founder of Innovative Water Products and the Fluzzle too. We're going to talk more about that. She is a resilient, growth-minded, and solution-focused entrepreneur dedicated to constant and never-ending improvement, gratitude, and positivity. Solana is a wife, mother, and businesswoman who loves making meaningful connections so that we are much stronger together than we are apart. She cares about the environment and ignites humanity through inspiration and sharing stories. Welcome her, please, to the show.
Hey,
welcome,
JB.
welcome. Hey, so happy to have you here. Love that you have joined us. Love that we're going to have a great conversation. And let's just start right out of the gate with this beautiful word, fluzzle.
Yes,
I've been watching you in your fluzzle journey, and I've been enjoying your fluzzle product. Can you just tell the audience a little bit about it? Because I'm sure they're curious.
Absolutely. So the fun word fluzzle tube, it actually stands for floating puzzle-shaped tube. So if you can imagine going down the river or floating on the lake or even in the pool, we float away from each other naturally. And so people use arms and legs to hold on or sometimes ropes to tie up. And the Fluzzle tube is just a great solution that allows you to connect and disconnect easily so you can have more fun on the water. So it's just a solution-minded product that brings people together on the water.
And I love it because it's full of fun colors. And folks,
Yes.
it's shaped like a puzzle piece. And so the cool
Yes.
thing is they fit together and they lock together. And then, well, my husband and I have some and our kids have some. And so we all can lock together and float around down the river together in this wonderful family puzzle, which is so great. And I absolutely love it. But let's talk about innovative solutions. That's what I love. You saw a problem or a mini problem. You saw something that you thought you could make better. Talk about the idea of innovative solutions.
Yeah, so the invention itself was actually our son's, but what we loved about it when we took over in 2018 was it's actually what the product does. And so we love, me and my husband, we love bringing people together to have a good time. We kind of saw that pattern in the businesses that we've worked in before and said, wow, I think what we really enjoy, I guess, ignites us is bringing people together and finding solutions. My work history was always solving problems for other people, right? So this was just a perfect fit for that. And so Innovative Water Products is the name of our company because we want to find more ways to find solutions for people to have fun outside, outdoors, on the water. We started with Fluzzle tube, but we have new and exciting products that will be coming out soon that do the same thing. They just they're thinking outside of the box, finding ways to bring people together so you can have more fun outside.
Isn't it amazing that you could have come on the show any day of the week, but you came on a Thursday, and a Thursday is Solutions Day?
I know. Look at that. Just like a puzzle piece.
I think it's so cool and it's so
Yes.
divinely guided. So, what I like also about this in the spirit of igniting humanity is a lot of us see things and then we just complain or it's a problem or we just, dive deeper into the fact that it's not good or it's not working out and we just get upset and frustrated. You really are looking at life from a different viewfinder that if there's something you don't like, let's find a solution. Can you talk about that mentality and that mindset so people can use that in their lives to ignite humanity?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there is a large part of the population that will spend more time complaining than looking forward. And I'm just a huge fan of constantly looking forward and trying to figure out a way. There has to be a way. If you put enough time and energy into it, you'll figure it out. But just that thinking outside of the box, and I've heard it said before that problems are just new opportunities. So many successful businesses out there are literally just solving some frustration that they had, and sharing that with other people that possibly have the same thing. So it's really taking action in a positive mindset and saying, okay, yes, I agree. This is a little bit frustrating, but how can we fix this? Asking those questions, how can I make this better? How can I improve this? And then how can I share it with others so that they can enjoy it as well?
And what a way to ignite humanity, to be in problem solving. I love that. Chat a little bit about the power of being an entrepreneur. I'm sure there's some people sitting out there who have a very innovative idea, a solution to something, and maybe they're wondering, like, how does an entrepreneur get started?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call myself a naturally born entrepreneur. Definitely worked in corporate America for quite a long time and was kind of the behind the scenes girl, solving problems for other people, helping them look good. But I really enjoyed that, Oz behind the curtain type thing. But I think this opportunity came to us, and it was one of those, take a leap moments, and I was frustrated in where I was at in my current job, and I was like, it took a lot of time to really work through myself to say, can I do it? Should I do it? And it was very scary. So
Mhm.
some entrepreneurs are like, I was born this way. I could never work for anybody. I know I can just go out there and do it. I was more of the opposite. And I really clung tightly to security for a long time. But I will say it was so liberating to take that jump and to, not have all the answers and really go through that. Like, it is not, I wouldn't call it a fun experience, but I would definitely do it again. And I'm constantly telling people, if really connected with yourself and you really know, and you've got that gut feeling that that's the direction you should go in, you must take that leap and at least explore it. And even if you stumble a little bit and you don't immediately soar, what you go through and how you grow through those steps of taking that jump into entrepreneurship is just that strength that carries you through. And so,
Mhm.
my jump into entrepreneurship was not immediate success. There were several stumbles, there were several failures, frustrations, but when you stay committed to it and you continually look for ways to grow and get better and learn from those bumps and tumbles, what's on the other side is just really beautiful, and I would never trade what I have today from what I left before. So
Mm.
I encourage you, if you got that little rumbling, explore it and look into it, because it's a beautiful thing.
I so agree with you. I've been an entrepreneur. I started my first little business when I was 9, but I've always been an
Mm.
entrepreneur. I got out of college and started my business. I had a business in high school. And I want to just date myself a little bit. I was an entrepreneur before cell phones,
Wow.
before Google. I had to go to the library. We had to research books. We had to order in books. I had to like go and knock on doors and show up and wait before the business opened, and I had to phone back, and I had to use a telephone that was plugged into the wall. And so
Yes,
now
yes.
I feel like, being an entrepreneur now is so much more easier, enjoyable, fun, interactive. There's so many more people. It's so much more acceptable. I was an entrepreneur in a time where there weren't female entrepreneurs. That was quite foreign.
Yeah.
I even remember one time flying to China to do some business, and the company I was meeting sent a limo with a whole bunch of dancing girls in the limousine, thinking JB Owen was a man.
Oh my gosh, that
So
is
those things,
crazy.
this idea of being an entrepreneur now is so much more enjoyable. There's so many more opportunities. I know you have a little tool or a solution that maybe you could share with us that could maybe help people sort of step into getting a strategy for making sure that their ideas and their the vision that they have has a little bit of construct. Share with us.
Yeah. So for me, I think what really worked for me, it's kind of a four-step process, and I hope it connects with somebody that's listening as well. But for
It
me,
will.
okay, great. The first is commit. Okay, so that is, almost that feeling that you tell yourself before you 1, 2, 3 bungee jump or whatever, crazy thing that you're going to do. But for me, it was leaving a real secure corporate position to go into a world of entrepreneurship that I wasn't familiar with and had zero experience. And so that commit piece right there is really an internal thing. It's something that you do with yourself. It's the time that you take to really find your purpose. And so commit is the first step. The next is, it will actually kind of flows into the next one, which is connect. So when you commit, like, I'm going to do this, I would connect with your purpose so that you are focused as you go into this journey. Like, this is what I'm meant to do. This is the change that I'm wanting to make. These are the people I want to impact. Like, having that structure together when you're going to commit. And then along the process, it is not a take. It is a give, give, give. And
Mm.
the more you give, the more abundance you will see in your life. So even while you are learning, there is never not an opportunity to give. And I don't necessarily, it's not like give financially, that type of a thing. It's just give back by sharing your story, give by, for instance, like, I had a lot of mentors during my process, and find ways to give to them as they're mentoring you,
Mhm.
because it always, you don't give for the return, but it's what happens. It's a beautiful thing when you give truly from your heart. And then
Wait,
lastly
just
is
before
growth.
you move on, I just want to share one of the Ignite Humanity principles. The seventh principle that we have is actually give first and give all you can. It's
Yes.
truly one of the principles that we believe will ignite all of humanity when you give first. And I feel the same as you. You can give time, you can give energy, you can give your knowledge, you can give your support, you can give your thinking tank, you can give your
Yes.
soundboard. Like, there's so many things that you can give first and offer first, and offer your talents first and give all you can, like, really truly give all you can in your time and energy, and it will come back tenfold. And imagine if we were all doing that, how it would absolutely shift how we treat each other and how humanity is. So I'm a huge proponent of give all you can, give first, and give your talents, give your time, give your knowledge, even just give a helping hand, give encouragement. People do so much better when they just have a little bit of a pat on the back or a little bit of incentive and inspiration, and that
Yes.
gets people moving. So love that one. Love that one.
Yes.
What's the last one?
The last one is grow. And I think I put that in, you described it in the bio, constant, never ending improvement. Like, there is never a point, I think, where I'm going to be like, I've made it. I'm here. I'm at my pedestal, and this is exactly where I want it to be. Like, that grow piece is as a daily grow, a monthly, yearly, quarterly, whatever grow,
Mhm.
that just constantly finding ways, like, how can I improve and be better? It's a great, final step to have something that just continues and goes on and on and on. You always want to be growing, I believe.
Another principle in Ignite Humanity principles is foster evolution and constant expansion, which is the
Mhm.
same thing. You want to be evolving, you want to be growing, you want to be expanding. And that takes fun things like reading and taking courses and taking classes and watching podcasts and listening to TV shows. And exactly what you said earlier, finding mentors who have been there before you can help you a little bit along the way. Because really, truly, we're designed to be constantly evolving. It's part of our makeup as human beings. And so this beautiful journey of entrepreneurship and this wonderful experience of being a human being does require all of that evolution and growth. It's absolutely great and wonderful. Well, I want to admit that I've seen you grow immensely. I remember when we first met and we first started connecting and you first stepped into the Ignite community, you were at a very different place than where you are now. Can you talk a little bit about that growth?
Yeah. So I think I shared a little bit that, I was in corporate America and I was very behind the scenes. And even when we went into this new business, I wanted to stay behind the scenes. I wanted to just let the product come up in front and share and be the reason why people love it. But I quickly learned that it was a requirement for me to kind of get out of my shell and get in the forefront, share, the story of the product, but also really about who we were. In the e-commerce world, there's a lot more weight in who the company is and where you guys came from and all those types of things. And so that became my role immediately. And I was very uncomfortable with it. I was very nervous. I wanted to be perfect. I didn't want to mess up, all those things. And that had a lot to do with my upbringing. But you push through that. And that was a part of that growing and reminding myself, like, what is my goal? What am I trying to do? And every mentor that I spoke with was like, this is just a part of the process. This is what you need to do. So I think when you and I connected back then, I was just in that realization mode and I was still extremely nervous and fighting the internal voices that were like, you can't do this. You're going to mess up. People are going to make fun of you, all the things. And so today, it's repetition, really. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've been behind the camera and done videos. I've been on stages now and all kinds of different fun stuff. But the more you do it, the easier it is, the more you learn from it. I'm not saying you don't get nervous ever or anything like that, but today my confidence has grown so much, and it's through experience and it's through going through those tough times and changing the narrative of how you speak to yourself. People call them affirmations, people, whatever, they have their little routines, but there's just things you need to remind yourself of where you were and where you are today. And I think that's probably what you see is just that repetition and the confidence that's grown in me since we talked last. Yeah.
I see it. Absolutely. I absolutely see it. And you're right. It is practice. You have to practice. You can't know anything or be good at anything unless you practice it. And even back then, when you were still just starting out, you had the confidence and the courage and the knowing to be a part of the Ignite Entrepreneur book. So congratulations on that. And folks, if you're interested, you can always get a copy of the book and hear about. Solana, tell us a little bit about the story that you put in that book in your Ignite moment.
Yeah, so I touched on it a little bit. My upbringing, I was an only child and very much loved by my mom. I was raised by a parent who said, you can do anything. The world is yours. Very, very encouraging. I didn't have a rough childhood, I would say, but I had a very much perfection chip on my shoulder. Like everything had to be just right. Like don't mess up type thing. And so I think that just drew me towards more security things, things that were safe, not as risky, things like that. And so I share in the book where I had this opportunity to jump and to go into something that would get me out of my shell, help me share my story, not, overcome fear, like so many things wrapped up in this opportunity. And so I just shared the what it was like to go through that, and then what's on the other side, and what I learned through going through that. And and that literally that story was like midway through everything that's going on. But I read it, reread it sometimes, and it's still true today. Some of the same things you just kind of go through different layers, different levels, but it's some of the same principles over and over again. So yeah, I hope everybody gets a chance to read it, and not just my story. Like that book is just chock full of amazing entrepreneur stories. It's just a beautiful collection.
It really is. That's what we love about Ignite Books is we put the rainbow of stories in them. And if you're an entrepreneur and you would like to have some support and some ideas and inspiration, we would love to encourage you to get the Entrepreneur book. I think it's one of the best books we've done in the sense that it's actually a tool and it has so many teaching modalities in it and so many fun things. So thank you so much for being a part of it. And now here you are in front of millions of people live in multiple countries and doing fantastic fantastic and wonderful. And it just goes to show the testament to you and your dedication. Now, we're both quite proponents of storytelling. Talk a little bit about why you feel it's so important to share your story.
Yeah, well, I've been on the other side. I've been a recipient of listening to other people's stories, which were huge and inspirational to me taking the leap. And I think it's important to share your personal story because you just don't know who's on the other side. Some people may have a story that reaches millions of people. Everybody can relate to it. But every now and then there's someone who's got a story that's really specific and really unique that's only going to meet that, a small group of people because we're all unique. There are no cookie cutters here, right? And so it's important to, I think, leave a legacy and share whatever experience you've been with because it could make a connection with somebody who's sitting on the fence, who's not sure, who needs to be ignited. I love the whole ignite picture. I think of a birthday cake and picking up doing all the other ones. And that doesn't happen until you share your story because people we're humans. We relate to things that we're in common with, things that we can, connect with and say, oh my gosh, that's me. If she can do it, I can do it, he can do it, whatever. And so I think there's just a real importance. And it's for some people, some people are just great storytellers. They love to share. But other people, maybe your story is a little bit more private and you like, or you were taught at a young age to kind of keep things to yourself. But when you think about the larger picture and who you can impact in the world, we got the internet now and it's amazing what we can reach. Our reach is so much bigger than it used to be. It's just, I think it's it's an important thing that each person should entertain and look into and share your story.
And I'm so in agreement with you about sharing your story. And number 6, Ignite Humanity principle is about authenticity and integrity. Can you share a little bit about how important it is if you're going to share your story? The level of authenticity and integrity really has to be there because that's what creates the connection.
Yeah, I agree. And when you're, I did that whole authenticity and integrity when in search for my mentors. It was really important to me that it was somebody who had been there, done that, gone through, the things that I had gone through or was experiencing the same things or had reached the levels that I'm interested in going towards. And so, take the time when that's more looking for a mentor, take the time to make sure that person is authentic. But when you're on the other side and you're sharing your story, like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to just be real. It would be a disservice to lead somebody down an incorrect road. It would just shorten their, well, actually, it would make their path longer to get to where they're not shortened.
Longer and harder. That's right.
Yeah. So there should be no ego in it. Shouldn't be about getting attention. It shouldn't be about check yourself if those things are coming up. That's time to reevaluate what you're doing and what your purpose is, because it's really the audience that you're trying to speak to and what you're doing to help them. It's about them. It's not about you. And so it's just, really important to check those things in yourself and make sure that you are telling a true story and that it's focused on helping others.
Yeah, the word servant leader comes to mind because it's as you're serving others and leading them, you're really coming from a place of service and not necessarily leading. You're really being of service to people. I really appreciate you sharing that. And because a lot of times, sometimes when we're entrepreneurs, we're young, sometimes we think that, oh, we know it all and we have all the ideas and no one can share with us or show us. And actually, I love to say that I love being a student. And every single person you meet, you can learn something from them. And if one little thing moves you in a new direction, that is so valuable. So folks, we hope, and that's why we do this show, is that something somebody says here is just going to be the thing that wakes you up and ignites an idea in you. And then that starts to move the trajectory in a small degree. And that over time will create big impact. I love to say, 1% at a time, just 1% each day improves and creates a new direction. Is there something that you tell yourself every day to just keep going, keep getting up and keep doing it?
Yeah. I keep moving forward, constant, never ending improvement, keep moving forward, look forward. Just because there's a natural tendency in myself to think about, I didn't do this, I didn't get that done. This should, what's ahead of me today? What opportunities? What am I able to do? What actionable steps can I take today to move something forward? And it can be very small. It doesn't have to be huge and monumental, but just constantly reminding yourself, keep moving forward. I say that
Yeah,
a lot.
there's no point dwelling on the past. You did what you did. And the great thing about an entrepreneur journey is it is about making decisions. You have to make decisions and then course correct and then pivot and then take the data and do something else. But if you never make the decision, then you're never going to get anywhere. And so I think entrepreneurs, one of the practices that they have is they have to make a decision and then be willing to, okay, that worked out or that didn't work out or 100% scratch that. Let's move over here. But it really is about making those small corrections.
That's right. And it builds resilience. You get stronger and stronger through that. The more that you see, okay, I'm able to pivot and change and do something different and learn from it and take those learnings to the next level, it just compounds and it builds. So, it's almost like welcome the challenge, welcome the problem, welcome what's coming your way, because that is an opportunity for you to grow and learn from and apply your strengths. It's like the gym doesn't work unless you pick up the weights. So you've got to find the thing that's that's resistance to build that muscle.
And some of those things you use in your entrepreneurial life, as far as pivoting and making solutions, you can use in your personal life. And then that grows. And here we are, igniting humanity in beautiful ways. Well, thank you, my darling. I love hearing, I love getting the update. Folks, if you want to know more what Solana's up to, go check out what she's doing. You have to get one of her products. It's super amazing and cool. You're going to love it. And then if you'd like to know more about the book that she wrote in and the story that she told, please check out one of our Ignite books. Ignite the Entrepreneur, absolutely fun. You can find that at our website and get more details there. Thank you, my darling. Have a great day. So loved having you here. Big hugs and kisses.
Awesome. Thank you, JB.
You got it. Well, folks, step into solution no matter what's happening. If you woke up today and you're feeling like you've got a small problem, we'll figure out, hey, well, how can I create something to foster a solution? What could be a small solution that I could just take in a small direction to help me move towards a better experience of that? And solutions come in all different kinds of ways. It may not be exactly what you thought, but if you're open to the creative and new ideas and the innovation of solutions, you can find lots of fun ways to do something different than you thought before. All right, if you'd like to know what we're up to at Ignite Humanity, go on over to our website and check out what we're doing. And it's a lot, folks. We are building the largest compilation books, ready to publish that with 280 authors. So if you'd like to share your Ignite moment in our Ignite Humanity compilation book, please go to our website and fill out our application form. We're looking for people who are igniting humanity in profound ways with beautiful Ignite moments. We're also building schools overseas, and we'd love for you to help donate. $1 buys a brick, and we're using recycled blocks to build our schools. So head on over there and be a part of donating to our schools. And then if you'd like to be in any of our compilation books, we've got information there also. And you can go to our website for Ignite Publishing and find out how to be in one of our beautiful compilation books. I love guests from all over the world. So if you'd like to be on the show, fill out our type form and tell us about what you're up to so that you could be a guest on the show. We'd love to have you here and hear about how you are igniting humanity. It's so fun to hear from people from all over the globe. And now remember, if you got a problem, find a solution. That's what I always say to my kids. So whatever's you're facing today, just know that the solution is on the other side. Well, big blessings to you. Go out and ignite humanity.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.